So this will be lesson 2. I'm doing a catechism of Christian doctrine. And of course it was prepared and enjoined by order of the Third Plenary Council of Baltimore. So it's the Baltimore Catechism, which is traditional in the Catholic Church. The new catechisms, well, I think certain things have been changed. So if I were you, I would go back to the pre-Vatican catechism, okay? Not the new religion they're trying to create. So let's go to the traditional Catholic faith. Lesson 2, and this is for children or adults. So lesson 2 says, it's on God and his perfections. So the question says, what is God? God is a spirit, infinitely perfect. Now, of course, there's a picture here in front of you of God, right? But, of course, God is not an old man with a beard, right? That's just so that we can understand it and grasp it with our minds. But really, God is a spirit, so he's invisible. He's inside of you. He's outside of you. He's everywhere. But he's perfect. There's no imperfections in him. All right, next question. Had God a beginning? Meaning, did God have an origin, right? God had no beginning. He always was and he always will be. How could we as humans know if God had a beginning, right? It's impossible to know. Because God is so amazing and so beyond us that we just can't know. So God, as far as we're concerned, God didn't have a beginning. God is everything. So how could it have had a beginning? Next question. Where is God? Oh, God's everywhere. We say God is omnipresent. Omni means all. The prefix omni, O-M-N-I, means all. Omnipresent. Present everywhere. Next question. If God is everywhere, why do we not see him? We do not see God because he is a pure spirit and cannot be seen with bodily eyes. God's a spirit, and spirit is at a higher level than physical, so you just can't see it. It's almost like when dogs, they hear the high-pitched whistles that we can't hear. Well, spirit's there, but you just can't see it, but it's there. Does God see us? Of course, God sees us and watches over us constantly. But he gives us free will, so he allows us to do things that, sometimes are not very good, but he tries to guide us to not do those things. We have to listen and take his counsel. Does God know all things? God knows all things, even our most secret thoughts, words, and actions. It's foolishness to think that you could hide anything from God. So if you do something wrong, take something that doesn't belong to you, say something you shouldn't, thought something you shouldn't, God knows. Not that he's going to condemn you at every turn. He's not like that. He wants to correct you so you do better. But he knows. You cannot hide from God. It's impossible. Next, can God do all things? God can do all things, and nothing is hard or impossible to him. And that is literally true. I mean, Jesus rose from the dead. Okay? So he can do anything. Is God just, holy, and merciful? Just means, is he fair? Does he do the right thing? That's what it means. Of course, God is all just. He's fair. And of course he's holy. That's why whatever's unholy can't get into heaven. That's why demons can't go into heaven. And the devil can't be in heaven because they're filthy. They're called impure spirits. The spirits that are in heaven are pure and holy. And you have to be that in order to enter. That's why we have purgatory, to clean us up before we get there. Because we have to be perfect when we get there. Is God merciful? Absolutely. Absolutely. He's merciful, meaning he knows we screw up and he tries to help us and he has compassion on us and he gives us chances to straighten out. And he's infinitely perfect. God's perfect. What you see in front of you that's imperfect, well, he just allows that. But he himself, his presence, he is perfect. Okay? It's a short lesson, but it's important to know the nature of God. All right? So that's the second lesson. Stay tuned for the next one. Take care.